Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever looked through your change and thought, this dime could be worth something, you might be right. Today we're counting down the top 4 most valuable United States of America coins that are selling for big money in today's coin market. Make sure you watch until the end because the number 1 coin on this list sold for a jaw-dropping amount that could literally change your life, so let's get it started. Top 1, the 1923 1 dime from the United States of America. Featuring the Mercury head design. If you've got one of these beauties in your collection, especially in extra fine condition and with a visible mint mark, you might be holding on to something far more valuable than you think. So, stick around till the end as we uncover its history, background, and today's market value in dollars. The 1923 US dime is part of the famous Winged Liberty Head dime series, popularly known as the Mercury dime because many thought the portrait on the front resembled the Roman god Mercury. The coin was designed by Adolf A. Weinman, the same artist who designed the iconic Walking Liberty half dollar. The Mercury dime series was minted from 1916 to 1945, and it's one of the most collected silver coin series in American history. The obverse, or front, of the coin features a young Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap symbolizing freedom of thought. On the reverse, we see a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe representing unity and strength, along with an olive branch for peace. Now, the 1923 dime was minted during the post-World War I economic recovery, a time of industrial growth in America. Silver coins were still circulating widely, and the Mercury dime represented both the strength and optimism of the early 1920s. The 1923 Mercury dime was struck at 2 mints, Philadelphia, San Francisco. If your dime has a small S mint mark on the reverse, just to the right of the E in 1 dime, then your coin was minted in San Francisco. Now, let's look at the mintage numbers. 1923 50,130,000 coins, 1923 S 6,440,000 coins. So, the 1923 S dime is the scarcer of the two, and collectors value it significantly higher, especially in extra fine or uncirculated condition. The 1923 Mercury dime is made of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighing 2.5 grams with a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. Its silver composition alone gives it a solid base value that changes with the silver market. But for collectors, it's the rarity, mint mark, and condition that really determine its true worth in extra fine condition. You'll notice that Liberty's hairlines are mostly visible, the feathers on her wings are sharp, and the fasces on the reverse side still shows clear detail. That's what collectors love about well-preserved examples as of the current collector's market. And depending on silver spot prices, here's a general breakdown. 1923 good condition, around $3 to $4 fine condition, around $6 to $8 extra fine condition, $15 to $25 uncirculated, $40 to $100 plus. 1923's good condition, around $5 to $10 fine condition, $15 to $25 extra fine condition, $35 to $75 uncirculated, $100 to $250, and if you happen to own a 1923's Mercury dime in brilliant uncirculated condition, it could be worth $500 or even more, depending on collector demand and silver value trends. The 1923's Mercury dime is particularly sought after due to its relatively low mintage compared to the Philadelphia issue. Collectors look for coins with strong strikes, especially those showing sharp details on Liberty's wings and the fasces bands on the reverse. Coins with full band details, known as full bands or FB designation, can command massive premiums. These indicate the coin was struck sharply and has not been overly worn. A 1923's Mercury dime graded MS66 FB by PCGS or NGC can sell for over $2,000 to $3,000 at auction. The Mercury dime series captures a unique era of American coinage when artistic expression met national pride. These coins circulated during the Roaring '20s, the Great Depression, and even into World War II. Holding a 1923 dime isn't just about silver, it's about holding a piece of American history that has seen a century of economic and cultural change. Check the mint mark carefully on the reverse. Avoid cleaning your coin, this can drastically reduce its value. Store it properly in an airtight holder or slab to preserve its silver luster. Consider grading your coin by a professional service like PCGS or NGC if it's an extra fine or uncirculated condition. Monitor silver prices, as silver bullion value can influence lower grade coin prices. So there you have it, the 1923 United States 1 dime, a stunning piece of silver history in extra fine condition. Especially with that S mint mark, this coin stands as both a collector's gem and a solid investment. While its face value is just 10 cents, its collector and historical value can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and grade. So next time you're sorting through old silver coins or family heirlooms, don't overlook that small 1923 dime. It might be worth far more than you imagine. Top 2, the 1919 United States 1 dime, better known as the Mercury dime. If you've got one of these coins, especially with a mint mark and in extra fine condition, you could be holding a valuable piece of American history worth much more than its face value. Stay with me till the end as we explore the history, background, rarity, and current market value in dollars of this amazing 1919 dime. The 1919 dime belongs to the famous, winged Liberty Head dime series, a design that coin collectors lovingly call the Mercury dime. This design was created by the renowned sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, who also designed the legendary Walking Liberty half-dollar. The Mercury dime replaced the Barber dime in 1916, as part of a movement to beautify American coinage during the early 1900s. The obverse, or front, of the coin features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, a symbol of freedom of thought. Many people mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, giving the coin its popular nickname. The reverse side shows a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe symbolizing strength and unity, combined with an olive branch that represents peace. By 1919, the world was recovering from World War I, and the United States was entering a period of optimism, industry, and change. The Mercury dime perfectly captured that spirit: strength, peace, and freedom. Now, let's talk about where the 1919 dime was made. This coin was struck at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. If you look at the reverse of your coin, just to the right of the word, "one dime," you'll see a small letter D or S that identifies the mint mark. If there's no letter, that means it was made in Philadelphia. Now for the mintage numbers: 1919 35,740,000 coins, 1919 D 9,939,000 coins, 1919 S 8,850,000 coins. That makes the 1919 S and 1919 D dimes scarcer and more desirable, especially in higher grades like extra fine or uncirculated condition. The 1919 dime is made of 90% silver and 10% copper. Weighing 2.5 grams and measuring 17.9 millimeters in diameter, its silver content alone gives it intrinsic value, but the real collector's value comes from its condition, rarity, and mint mark in extra fine condition. The 1919 Mercury dime will show most of the design details clearly. Liberty's hairlines are visible, the wings on her cap are sharp, and the fasces on the reverse still shows strong definition. This level of preservation is impressive for a coin over 100 years old, and it's what truly attracts collectors now. The part everyone's waiting for: what is the 1919 dime worth today? Let's break it down by mint and condition, using the latest collector and auction data. Good condition, $3 to $4. Fine condition, $7 to $10. Extra fine condition, $20 to $30. Uncirculated, $50 to $100 or more. 1919 D good condition, $5 to $8. Fine condition, $15 to $25. Extra fine condition, $40 to $70. Uncirculated, $120 to $250 or higher. 1919 is good condition, $6 to $10. Fine condition, $20 to $35. Extra fine condition, $50 to $90. Uncirculated, $150 to $350 or higher. And here's where things get exciting: in 1919. S dime graded MS66 with full bands by PCGS or NGC can sell for over $2,500 to $3,000 at auction. So if your dime has a sharp strike and those full, well-defined bands on the reverse, it could be a serious collector's treasure. The 1919 Mercury dime is over a century old, and finding one in extra fine or uncirculated condition is becoming increasingly rare. Most of these coins circulated heavily during the 1920s and 1930s, meaning that high-grade survivors are in limited supply. Collectors particularly seek the 1919 D and 1919 S coins because of their lower mintage numbers and the difficulty of finding them in sharp strike condition. Coins with full bands are the most prized. These show all the horizontal lines across the fasces clearly, meaning the coin was struck with full pressure and never worn down. This coin carries deep historical value. Minted just after World War I, the 1919 dime symbolizes a period when America was emerging as a global industrial and economic power. It circulated through the roaring 20s, through times of change and prosperity. Every 1919 Mercury dime carries a story, a century of hands, transactions, and history behind it. Owning one isn't just about silver, it's about preserving a living piece of American heritage. If you're lucky enough to own a 1919 dime, here are a few tips. Check for the mint mark D or its coins are more valuable. Never clean your coin. Cleaning removes original luster and can cut its value in half. Store it properly. Use airtight holders or slabs to prevent oxidation. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS, NGC, or ANAC. Certification greatly boosts trust and resale value. Track silver prices. Even lower grade coins follow the silver market. Look for full bands, they can multiply the value of your coin. So, There you have it, the 1919 one dime, a small but powerful piece of America's numismatic legacy in extra fine condition and with a mint mark. This coin can easily be worth dozens or even hundreds of dollars, depending on the mint and grade. It's a tangible connection to post-World War I America, when coins weren't just currency, but symbols of freedom, unity, and progress. If you have one in your collection, you're not just holding silver, you're holding over 100 years of American history. Top 3. The 1918 United States one dime, also known as the Mercury dime. If you have one of these coins, especially with a mint mark and in extra fine condition, you could be holding a valuable piece of history that's over 100 years old. So stay tuned, because in this video we'll talk about the history, the mint marks, the rarity, and of course the current market value in US dollars for the 1918 Mercury dime. The 1918 one dime is part of the legendary Winged Liberty Head dime series, but most people know it as the Mercury dime. This iconic design was created by Adolph A. Weinman, the same artist behind the famous Walking Liberty half dollar. The Mercury dime replaced the Barber dime in 1916, marking a shift in American coinage from simple design to artistic symbolism. On the obverse, or front, we see Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap symbolizing freedom of thought. Many mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, giving the coin its popular nickname. On the reverse, there's a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe symbolizing unity and strength, paired with an olive branch to represent peace. The year 1918 was a defining one in world history, the final year of World War I. America had just emerged victorious, and this coin circulated during a time of pride, rebuilding, and economic transformation. So, every 1918 dime you see today isn't just silver, it's a small relic of post-war America's spirit. The 1918 Mercury dime was minted at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. If you look at the reverse side of your dime, just to the right of the word one dime, you'll find the mint mark, a small D or S. If there's no letter, your coin was made in Philadelphia. Now, let's look at the mintage numbers for 1918. 1918 26,680,000 coins. 1918 D 22,674,800 coins. 1918 S 19,300,000 coins. These are healthy mintages. But remember, that was over a century ago. Millions were lost to wear, melting, and circulation. Today, finding a 1918 D or 1918 S in extra fine or uncirculated condition is surprisingly difficult, and that's what makes them valuable. The 1918 one dime is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter. Its silver content alone gives it a base value tied to silver's market price, but that's just the beginning. In extra fine condition, a 1918 dime retains strong details. The feathers on Liberty's winged cap are visible, the facial features remain clear, and the fasces on the reverse shows sharp lines and partial band separation. That level of preservation makes it a desirable piece for collectors even after more than a century. When you see the details of this coin, you're reminded of the artistic beauty and craftsmanship of early U.S. coinage. The market value depends on mint mark and condition. So let's break it down. 1918 good $3 to $4 US, fine $6 to $8 US, extra fine $15 to $25 US, uncirculated $40 to $80 US, high grade $250 to $400 US. 1918 D good $5 to $8 US, fine $15 to $25 US, extra fine $35 to $60 US, uncirculated $120 to $200 US, MS65 full bands. Examples: $1,000 plus USD. 1918 is good $6 to $9 US, fine $18 to $25 US, extra fine $45 to $80 US, uncirculated $150 to $300 US, MS65 full bands. $1,500 to $2,500 US or more. So, a 1918 S dime in extra fine condition can be worth $70 or more, while a high-grade full bands example could reach into the thousands of dollars at major coin auctions. That's a massive jump from its original face value of just 10 cents. The 1918 D and 1918 S Mercury dimes are particularly sought after by collectors because of their lower survival rates. In higher grades, coins with sharp details and strong strikes are rare. The so-called full bands variety, where the horizontal bands across the fasces are fully separated, indicates a strong, well-struck coin. These coins are graded and certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC, and collectors often pay huge premiums for those high-quality, fully detailed pieces. This coin isn't just valuable for its silver, it's valuable because it tells a story. Minted right after the end of World War I, the 1918 dime circulated through an America that was healing, growing, and modernizing it passed through the hands of soldiers, workers, and families during a time of great transition from the war economy to the prosperity of the 1920s. Every 1918 Mercury dime carries that piece of American history, a symbol of liberty, unity, and endurance. If you own or find a 1918 Mercury dime, here are some collector's tips to protect and preserve your coin's value. Identify the mint mark. Look on the reverse near the word 1 dime. Do not clean your coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and drastically lower value. Store it properly. Use acid-free coin flips or airtight holders. Consider professional grading. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and certify the coin's condition, which can significantly raise its market value. Monitor silver prices. Even base value coins increase with silver's market rise. Watch for full bands examples. These carry the greatest premium among serious collectors. It's not just the silver or the age, it's the artistry, the symbolism, and the connection to America's past in extra fine condition. This coin can easily be worth tens or even hundreds of dollars, and in rare mint states, it can fetch thousands. It's living proof that even the smallest coin can carry an enormous story and incredible value. Top for the 1917 United States 1 dime, famously known as the Mercury dime. If you have this coin, especially one with a mint mark and an extra fine condition, you might be holding something far more valuable than just 10 cents. In this video we'll cover the history, background, rarity, and the current market value in dollars of the 1917 1 dime. Let's dive in. The 1917 1 dime belongs to one of America's most beloved coin series, the Winged Liberty Head dime, which collectors often call the Mercury dime. This coin was designed by the legendary sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, the same artist behind the iconic Walking Liberty $50. The Mercury dime replaced the Barber dime in 1916, during a movement to modernize and beautify U.S. coinage. Weinman's design was selected for its elegance and symbolism, representing freedom, unity, and strength during a period of major global change. The obverse features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. Many mistook her for the Roman god Mercury, which led to the nickname Mercury dime. The reverse displays a fasce, a bundle of rods bound around an axe symbolizing strength and justice, alongside an olive branch representing peace. Now, 1917 was a remarkable year. The United States had just entered World War I, and the Mercury dime circulated among Americans living through one of the most transformative times in history. Every 1917 dime is a silent witness to that era, a tiny silver piece of America's courage and optimism. The 1917 Mercury dime was produced at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. If your coin has a D or S mint mark, you'll find it on the reverse side, just to the right of the word 1 dime. Now let's look at the mintage numbers. The total number of dimes made that year: 1917 55,230,000 coins, 1917 D 9,402,000 coins, 1917 S 27,330,000 coins. As you can see, the 1917 D issue had the lowest mintage, making it the scarcer and more valuable coin of the three, especially in higher grades like extra fine or uncirculated condition. The 1917 1 dime is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighs 2.5 grams, and has a diameter of 17.9 millimeters. That silver composition gives it intrinsic bullion value, but the real collector's worth comes from its condition, strike quality, and mint mark in extra fine condition. The 1917 dime retains most of its fine design details. Liberty's hair strands and wing feathers remain visible. The fasces on the reverse shows strong vertical lines, and the coin's natural luster still shines softly under the light even after more than a century. These details make the 1917 Mercury dime one of the most admired designs in U.S. coinage. Coins that have survived in this condition are rare, especially given that most were heavily circulated through the 1920s and 1930s. Market prices vary depending on condition, mint mark, and demand. But here's a general guide based on current collector data and silver market trends. 1917 good condition $3 to $4, fine condition $6 to $9, extra fine condition $15 to $25. Uncirculated $40 to $80, MS 65 $250 to $400. 1917 D good condition $5 to $8, fine condition $15 to $25. Extra fine condition $35 to $60. Uncirculated $120 to $250, MS 65 $1,200 to $2,500. 1917 S good condition $4 to $6, fine condition $10 to $20, extra fine condition $30 to $50, uncirculated $100 to $200, MS 65 $700 to $1,200. So, if you have a 1917 D or 1917 S Mercury dime in extra fine condition, It could easily be worth $40 to $70, and a high-grade mint-state coin could reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The full bands examples showing complete separation of the bands on the fasces are especially prized by collectors and investors. The Mercury Dime series, and especially the 1917 issues, hold special appeal among collectors for a few reasons. Early year strike. As a second-year issue, it represents the early phase of the Mercury Dime design, a favorite for type collectors' artistic beauty. Wyman's design remains one of the most admired in U.S. history. Mint variations. The D and S mint marks create collecting challenges and excitement. Full bands rarity. Strongly struck coins with full horizontal band lines on the reverse are scarce and command premium prices. A 1917 D full bands Mercury Dime in MS66 condition can sell for over $2,000, making it one of the most sought-after early dimes in the series. This coin isn't just valuable for its silver, it's a miniature time capsule of America's strength and artistry during a defining period. Minted during World War I, the 1917 Mercury Dime represents the unity and courage of a nation stepping onto the world stage. It circulated through the Roaring Twenties, through the Great Depression, and even through wartime America in the 1940s. Owning one today connects you directly to that history, a century of resilience, progress, and liberty. If you're lucky enough to own a 1917 dime, here are some important collector tips to protect your coin and preserve its value. Check for a mint mark. A D or C can significantly increase the coin's worth. Do not clean your coin. Cleaning can destroy its natural toning and lower its value dramatically. Store your coin safely in an airtight holder or slab to prevent tarnish and wear. Consider professional grading from PCGS, NGC, or ANAC certified grades greatly boost resale value. Track silver prices. Even lower grade coins follow the bullion market. Inspect for full bands, they can multiply your coin's market value. So, there you have it, the story of the 1917 United States one dime, a masterpiece of American numismatic art in extra fine condition. This coin is worth far more than its face value, not just in dollars, but in historical significance. The 1917 D remains one of the more valuable early Mercury dimes, while even the Philadelphia and San Francisco issues offer strong collector appeal. From a 10-cent piece in your pocket to a potential $2,000 auction coin, the 1917 dime proves that even the smallest coins can hold incredible stories and lasting value. You enjoyed learning about the 1917 United States one dime? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the Coin Spot, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our next deep dive into rare and valuable coins.